Hello. Yep. There we go. Right. Bonveron. Welcome to Alistair's channel. Again. I am a person who goes by the name Listers, and hopefully, friggin' internet and OBS willing, I will stream the expression Amrilato. This is a visual novel, the second visual novel I've ever played, and it's said that this is the visual novel built to teach you the language Esperanto. Now, there is a text option in here between the Giuliano text, or Giuliano, which is the in-game alphabet. I think this is for immersion. I don't know what advantages the Giuliano alphabet has over the standard Esperanto alphabet. So I'm just going to go for standard Esperanto. I'm one of those guys. I'm one of those people who's thinking is like Esperanto. Well, I like constructed languages, and if the problem is that one of the reasons why I think that Esperanto is is worth learning, other than it is the best starting point for learning other languages, statistically speaking anyway, from some experiments that have been done, is that Esperanto is the most popular constructed language. If there was an Oxlang to succeed, it would be Esperanto. And for the entire concept to succeed, that means that everybody has to use one. And Esperanto is the most popular one. I don't think there's any debate around that. So, I think that it's worth learning Esperanto just for the concept of an auxiliary language to even succeed. So, I'm going to start the game again. I did start it yesterday, but, well, that was a mess, quite frankly. So, let's start. As I left the station, I finally felt a sense of relief. I was exhausted from the 10-minute delay on the train, but thankfully, I'd made it home in one piece.
にしても、やたら長い時間調整だったな。
Sounds about right. With all the announcements they kept making saying, the train ahead is, it made me wonder, can't we at least move? I guess that would have been pretty difficult with both trains on the same track. Apologies for the terrible cough I have. Apologies if it was also picking up my breathing. I guess that would have been... Yeah, no, I've already read that one. It still would have been pretty nifty to the solution to the problem if we could just switch from one rail to another, overtaking.
いいのいいの。
However, it's fine. There's no sense agonising over the past. Life is all about looking ahead and not forgetting your goals. And today, I had a goal that nothing was going to distract me from.
ああ、はよ変われ。
The crosswalk signal in front of the station was costing me precious time. I didn't look up what a crosswalk was, but though I guess if I wanted to put a more positive spin on it, that meant I had more time to myself to think, right?
どんな味なんだろう。
The image of Yuzu's blissful and dishevelled face popped back into my head. Can't believe you've never heard of them. Aren't you supposed to be around for here? Maybe I should start calling you Borin starting tomorrow. I knew they had to be good for her to tease me so much.
超ハードル上がったからな。覚えとけよ。
Placed both hands on my chest, which puffed in anticipation. The instant light changed, I sprinted across like an Olympic athlete. Apologies, I've just woken up. My target was a newly opened taiyaki stand on the edge of the bustling shopping district, which was full of people hunting for end of the month sales.
そりゃ、なんとなくはチェックしてたけどさ。
Whenever I'd passed it before, I'd always had a mouthful of sweets or hands full of bags, and I thought I'd come back with someone later. I just never had the opportunity. That's why, first thing this morning, I'd made the decision to go today. I just had to have some of this taiyaki I'd been hearing so much about. Somehow, the old familiar cityscape had a kind of fresh, new look to it.
たいたいたい焼き
And I'm not singing that. I love sweets.
皮はパリッと、中はしっと
Just thinking about that first bite that melts in your mouth was more than I could bear.
り。たい焼き屋さん、ロックオン
Normally, there was a line, but right now, the last customer was just about to leave. I picked up the pace and slid to the counter.
いらっしゃいませ。
あんこ一つくださいな
Maybe I was a little too excited.
あんこお一つですね。当店はこしあん仕様となりますがよろしいですか？
はい
So embarrassed I couldn't look the smiling clerk in the face. I just knew she had to be laughing at me in her head.
お待たせしました。お一つでお会計税込み170円となります。
I swear I was in a lot better condition yesterday. Thank you for waiting. That comes to 170 yen with tax. All prices should come with tax. The fact that there are places which don't is swinging. It's not just weird, it feels like a crime, honestly.
どうも
Thank you. I handed her the exact change I'd been carrying in my pocket since before I got on the train, and reached out to take the paper bag she was offering.
暑いので気をつけてくださいね。
I nodded as I took the bag, savouring the heat.
これ焼きたて最高
As a person who has been eating freshly made bread made by my flatmates for the last 2 days, I can 100% say fresh made is the best. Each day had its share of troubles, but moments like these made them fly away. Aye. Yeah, like Svegan. When we, as friends, we often say, like, it's going to be the small things that you remember at the end of your life, you know, Svegan? Just those days when you look up to the guys with your friends or had a bowl of ramen with them, you know? Those are what you're going to remember. Because those are the things that make life.
いただきま
Here I go. Part sticking out the bag was crispy while maintaining just the right amount of firmness. What am I thinking in my head? I'm thinking... There's a kind of Chinese thing that I'm thinking in my head for some reason. I know that taiyaki actually exists, but still. The subtle Japanese flavour and the piping hot sweetness in my mouth were incredible. The taste was so far above my expectations, I almost forgot where I was for a
お
moment.
客様？
Miss? Wait, why was I chowing down right here and now?
すみませんとても美味しいです
Yes. Hey, it's fine, you just ordered food, of course you're gonna eat it immediately. That's right, I was still in front of the taiyaki stand. As I came back to my senses, I realised the line had started forming behind me. Oh, yeah, that's I quickly stepped aside to escape the eyes watching me.
恥ずかしすぎる
You just keep walking, never stop. I tried to put some distance between the stand and myself, but just as I turned a corner to head down a back alley.
どい
Ow! I tripped, lurched forward, scrambling to stay upright.
セーフ
Somehow, managed to put my hand on the wall to avoid disaster. I didn't know what had gotten into me in the past few minutes. Anybody watching would have thought I was just some weirdo. You probably are, and that's nothing to be ashamed of.
知り合いとかに見られてないよね。
Nothing would be worse than if one of my classmates saw me, anything but that. Lifted my head and prayed that I'd avoided that level of misfortune. Phew, thankfully no one had seen me. But something wasn't right. She turned the corner, bumped into the truck, and I was overcome with an indescribable sense that something was wrong. If I had to put my finger on it, I'd say the atmosphere didn't seem right.
なんか
Thinking maybe I had something in my eye, I rubbed them with my sleeve. But even with my vision clear, nothing was any different. No, something was wrong. Something was definitely off, way off.
何これ。
Wasn't just my eyes, something was wrong with my ears too. Couldn't quite make out what people on the streets were saying. What had I just been doing? What was I doing now? What am I? What am I? What am I?
何も
What
考
should
え
I
ら
do?
れない。
Can't think of anything at all. I can't think at all. All at once, a childhood memory came back to me. I'd lost my grip on my mum's hand in a busy crowd and started to look everywhere for her in a panic. She wasn't to my left or right, in front of or behind me. She was nowhere to be found.
これって迷子？
Yes, this felt exactly the same as back then. My whole body coursed with the despair of being all alone.
やだ、そんなわけないじゃない。
It wasn't possible at my age. After all, I knew this place. But something felt subtly different.
もうここどこなのよ。
I shouted without thinking. Then I noticed the sky overhead.
夕方。
That wasn't possible. It had been much later than two. When I got back into town. More than an hour could have passed since then.
だよね。おやつタイム前だ。
Just before snack time. I don't know, it looked pretty yellow in the background last. I checked my phone, found my estimate wasn't too far off. What was off was the view in front of me.
なんで空がピンクなの？
Why is the sky pink? This wasn't the colour of an evening sky. This is totally different from the colour sunset. Wasn't it the red, the orange, or the deep purple that came with the approach of nighttime? It was something I'd never seen before. It wasn't an unpleasant colour, but it looked terribly ominous.
待って、落ち着け、落ち着こう。
Calm down, Maggie, calm down. Maybe I was suffering from exhaustion. If not, could it have been the taiyaki I just ate? Had it been actually laced with some illicit substance that was giving me hallucinations?
美味しすぎると思ったのはそのせい？
Is that why it tasted so good? It wasn't taiyaki, it was cocaine. If that was the case, then this was serious. The other customers who bought taiyaki would be in trouble too. Hurried back to the shopping district's main street. Stood dumbstruck for almost 10 full seconds.
なんじゃこりゃ。
The cityscape I'd known well was subtly different. I should have known well was subtly different. The storefronts, they all had signs written in letters I couldn't understand.
あれ、たい焼き屋さんは？
Where's the taiyaki stand? Looked frantically, not finding anything, but a pleasant scent wafted in the air led me to it. But, it wasn't coming from the stand I'd just been to. If my memory served correctly, this should have been a ramen stand.
どうしようどうしよう
My nausea was quickly surpassing my fear. I had to get my bearings somehow.
すみません
Met the gaze of a girl who approached her, bowing my head as I spoke.
ここって杉玉商店街ですよね
This is the Sugitama shopping district, right? I was hoping she would respond with, yeah, that's right. The reality was different. All she did was tilt her head with an extremely puzzled look on her face. And then...
Perdono, mi comprendas kion vi diras.
Pardon, me comprendes que vederas. She shook her head like she was apologising. She certainly looked Japanese, but we couldn't communicate. In that case...
Excuse me!
What about English? Wasn't sure what to say after that though, please understand me. Bowed my head, again, as I've been clear. She just smiled and said...
Me gravas.
Negradas, I don't know what that means. And left with a smile.
英語もダメなの
English is no good either. Even after I'd swallowed my pride and dissuaded my barely passable foreign language skills, I was heartbroken and my enthusiasm levels dropped to half. Still, I wouldn't let myself be discouraged. I would just keep finding new people to challenge until I found one who would understand me.
めげた
I give up. Not being able to not being understood by anybody was a miserable feeling, and being completely unable to understand what anyone else was saying was beyond disheartening. I was shocked when I tried to speak to a girl around the same age as me, only to have her walk away without a word. The final blow was when I started to feel like people are watching me with suspicion. Well, even the laid-back people in the shopping district would lose their patience as some confused girls started going up to everybody, trying to talk to them in a strange language.
はいすみません引っ込みます
Okay, I'm sorry, I'll go away. Went into a deserted back alley and sat in a corner. My eyes glazed over as I stared out at the barely visible shopping district at a complete loss. How'd things come to this? Truck-kun, man. Always watch out for Truck-kun. Okay, let's try and calm down and think about this. 1. Something's wrong with me. 2. Something's wrong with the world. 3. Something else is wrong. Don't eat the fish. If it's something wrong with me, then I need to pin down the cause. If I can figure out the cause, then I can start to figure out how to fix it.
治療不可の病気とかだったらどうしよう
What about some kind of terminal illness? I mean, I don't know. Like, people would notice if you were having a stroke. What if, as it progresses, it starts to affect my senses besides my vision and hearing? Am I already too far gone? I should at least check my sense of taste. Okay, that still works.
大丈夫だ
I shoved the rest of the taiyaki in my mouth, even though it had cooled off a little. I could tell it was still as scrumptious as ever. Wait, am I stupid? I just devoured the whole taiyaki, even after my earlier suspicions. Now my condition might get even worse. One of us headed right back to where I started. Nah, not
今のと
change
ころ
this thing.
変化なし
Decide to forget about the taiyaki for the time being and try to consider other possibilities. If there was nothing wrong with me, then what if the answer was something's wrong with the world? How did things get this way?
手の込んだドッキリ
Some elaborate prank? Remembered a foreign TV show I'd seen online. In it, they targeted people running into a back alley, broadcasting their surprise to a laughing audience as the person's path was blocked by a fake wall. When the confused target would try to head back where they came, a woman's scream would ring through the deserted alley as they looked around frantically trying to figure out what was happening. A black-robed figure would appear around a corner and approach the target, brandishing a red-stained sickle. The audience would laugh and exclaim their reaction. and the scene ended by showing each target's response to seeing the camera after the trick was revealed. Honestly, caused so many problems. They tried to do the same thing in Japan. Let me just have a drink. And now I've lost my mouse. But what if they tried filming a gentler kind of response?
やばい。私、ずっと撮られてたりする？
For being on hidden camera this whole time. A little late at this point, but now all I worried was about my messy hair and clothes. I tried to look around to see if I could spot a camera somewhere. There, on the corner, I saw what looked like a camera under a dim light. So it had been a prank all along. Wait, was that just a security camera? That's not realistic.
ない
This
ない。
would be one smeg of a
本当に大掛かりな
film
セットだったと。
set up. How could they change the colour of the sky? So what else was there? What about some combination options 1 and 2? Could they have drugged my food, then built some sort of fake shopping district while I was unconscious? Sky appearing pink and my inability to talk to somebody, to anybody, could be a result of the drug. Alright, now I was starting to get somewhere. If that was the case, then I should just wait here quietly for a while. Eventually the drug would wear off. The TV crew would come out with their cameras.
Bonentagen.
Bonentagen. Yeah, just like that. Some scruffy middle-aged guy would come to me and would be like, not sure how to tell you this, but wait, no, not like that at all.
Bonentagen.
Bonentagen. What was that sweet-sounding voice? Jerked my head up, unable to trust my own ears. Standing in front of me was a lone girl.
おっさんじゃなくてアイドルが来ちゃったよ。
Not some middle-aged guy, she looks like an idol. Was this a trick? What kind of prank was this?
Chumi povas helpi Alfie.
Chumi Povas Helpe Al V. This was part of the prank, I had no complaints. I tried to confirm my suspicions first.
カメラはどこ？
Where's the camera?
どこ？シーポ？シパーノ？カメラってキャメラだっけ？
Camera. Tried my hardest to use native pronunciation, she didn't seem to understand. Probably because she couldn't understand English, right?
Mi estas Luca.
Yes, that's Luca. Yeah, she was definitely not speaking English.
Kio estas via nomo?
Kio estas via nomo? What's your name, I assume? Estas. What was estas?
Kie vi loĝas?
Kie vi loĝas? I got the sense she was asking me something, but no idea what. All I could do was shake my head from side to side.
Ĉu vi perdis la vojon?
Ĉu vi perdis la vojon? All I know is that she's asking a question. I felt so guilty over how concerned she seemed for me.
せめて
broken
片
language.
言でもいいから通じればいいのに。
Even broken language would be okay, we could just communicate. In that case, I would make an effort to find the subject in which she was saying. Wait, maybe the reason she was so concerned was because I wasn't answering. Oops, I accidentally clicked off the game. Right, I would listen closely to the next thing she said and casually respond with a question of my own. I perked up my ears and waited for her next words.
Ĉu vi parolas la lingvon Juliamo?
Juvi parolas la lingvon Juliamo. Juvi is do you, parolas speak, and Juliamo is the language.
ユリアも
Felt like I'd hit something. Was it someone's name?
Yes, ユリアも
Yeah, Juliamo. Ah, so it was. I still have no idea who that person was. Wait. Now just making up the conversation in my head.
Ĉu vi ne estas korespondanto?
Ĉu vi ne estas korespondanto? What? From her intonation, she seemed to be asking something again. How long would this conversation go on before I could make her understand I don't understand you?
待てよ
Wait,
キヨ
Kyo? Even if I hadn't gotten through, there was something she said that got through to me.
あなた今さっきイエスって言わなかった Yes?
Yeah, she said it again. This time, kind of questioningly this time, but I definitely heard the word yes. There, she said it again.
英語通じるっぽい
English just might work. Well, it's somebody I could communicate with. Well,
英語
I still had to deal with the unfortunate handicap of my subpar English skills.
あーですハロー My name is Lee
Thought I'd try to start by introducing myself. Was my pronunciation that bad?
英語ならなんとかなりそうなのに
Really thought I could make some progress with English.
英語そう日本語が通じない以上それだけが頼みの綱なのに
Can't communicate in Japanese at my last
日
resort.
本語日本語あれまさか日本語わかるの日本語わかる日本語わかるわかりませんあなた日本語話せますか日本語ちょっとわかります
Awesome, we've established communication.
よかった私ねどこでどう迷ったか変なところに来ちゃってさでね誰に話しかけても言葉が通じなくてめっちゃ困ってて
Remember from an old episode of The Apprentice, there's something called export English, where you're meant to really talk slowly to somebody who doesn't really understand you, even if they are fluent in your language.
Pardonen said tranquilliggio
Pardon, said tranquilliggio.
ごめん
Sorry. She said she understood a little. Of course she wouldn't really understand me suddenly unleashing a torrent of Japanese on her like that.
ごめんなさい
Come in, son.
全然あなたは謝らないで
Not at all. You don't need to apologise. I had a wry grimace in my face, while my companion was smiling sweetly. This girl was so nice. It was still up in the air whether I could convey my situation, and I felt really bad about imposing on her. But I had faith that this girl would be able to help me.
ねえねえよかったら交番まで案内してくれない
If you wouldn't mind, could you lead me to the nearest police box? If this were my hometown, I'd just head for the building on the next intersection for even bothering to ask.
いやいやここは地元だよそうじゃないって言うなら
This must be my hometown. If that's not the case, then it's only thought popped into my head, but it was impossible, so I pushed it aside.
案内住民コンドークフィン伝わったのかなとりあえずイエスイエス
On the feel of it, I thought hoped that she'd got the gist of what I was saying, summed up my courage, and stuck out my hand for a handshake. That at least had to be a universal
よ
gesture.
ろしくお願いします。
Pleased to meet you. Yes.
こちらこそよろしく。私、リンね。
Didn't seem like I'd done a very good job of introducing myself the first time, so I gave it another shot.
リリシクのリンで、
Okay, that is one weird way to introduce yourself. Like the re in chivalry. Rin. Rin. Yeah, that don't work in my accent. Made sure to place my hand on my chest like last time for emphasis. Would she get it this time? My heart raced as I waited for a response, and after she gave it some thought.
ルカ。
Look at. She told me, copying my gesture.
ルカ？それがあなたの名前ね。
Luca. So that's your name, huh? I mean, that's ironic because if I look slightly to the left, they've got a little meme picture of Bocce and, you know, with be careful who you make fun of in high school, and a picture of Luca but just below her. Luca Maguruni.
Yes.
Yeah. The way she nodded bashfully and spoke with that quiet voice was so cute. Once things had settled down, wondered if I could get a picture of her.
よし。じゃあ、案内をお願いします。
Right then. Then please lead the way. Now that my energy was back, I followed behind this girl who held her fate in her hands. Luca. She led me past the front of the station. Then we entered the residential area. Didn't usually go to this part of town, so it's hard to tell at a glance what was different and what was the same. My eyes just kept getting drawn to the foreign writing on the utility poles and house nameplates. My inability to read them was only reminding me how stressed out I
こ
was.
こです。
Here,
あれ？
Luca stepped onto the property of a fancy-looking three-story apartment building and beckoned me to join her. Couldn't find anything resembling a police box nearby. Plus, we were quite away from the station.
Bonvaloo and Veni.
I don't know what that means.
ちょっと
Don't want to get left behind, so I followed after her. And then I found myself waiting on a living room sofa for some reason. Wasn't sure how long it had been since Luca had went into the room with it in the back with a phone in her hand. Based on her
アテンド、
diction,
ミペータス。
I got the feeling she meant something like sit there, so obliged, but I was uneasy being left alone.
勝手にうろつくわけにもいかないし。
Probably shouldn't just wander off alone. From Luca's behaviour, I figured this had to be her home. Even so, why'd she bring me here?
近所だからちょっと立ち寄ったとか？
Maybe she just wanted to swap ties since we were in a neighbourhood. Maybe she needed to take care of something before she took me to the police box. I mean, I don't know when this game was released, but I'd say bring home so that you could call up. I mean, we don't have things like police boxes, so we would call up somebody who knew what the thing, whether that be the police, the local embassy, or just Google Translate. These days, ChatGPT maybe. Well, at least it gave me a chance to use their bathroom. Felt calm as I sipped the drink she'd left me. Come to think of it, I hadn't had anything to drink since lunch. Now, I might be able to think a little more clearly. First, I should try and get my bearings somewhat. Where was I right now? Put inside the dumb answer of Luca's house. What was this place actually?
ちらっと見た駅前も微妙に違ったからな。
Even from the glance at the station, I could tell something was a little off. It was like my hometown, but not. It was similar, but different. The atmosphere was different, even putting the colour of the sky aside. The icky feeling clinging to my skin made me unbearably uncomfortable, but at least I'd calmed down for a little. That was thanks to Luca. I would have to be sure to thank her once she came back.
にしても何してるのかな。
What's she doing back there? She'd been gone at least 10 minutes, hadn't she? Not knowing how much longer I'd had to wait, I took out my phone to kill time. Absently tapped an icon on an app, only to be met with disappointment several seconds later.
ここダメなんだ。
There's no signal here. Tried holding my phone in every position I could think of, but failed to get even one bar.
こんなことなら朝やっとけばよかった。
I should have done it this morning. Once I went somewhere with reception, I'd have to remember to go online. It's quickly become a habit. Ever since I started hanging out with you, so thought I wasn't ready to break my daily login.
ああ、もっと重要なことがあった。
Something way more important than that. If I had my phone with me the whole time, why didn't I even try to call someone? It would have been the obvious first step. Or call home. Nah, Mum was supposed to be working a part-time job today, so our mobile would be the best bet.
だからこっちが電波通じてないんだってば。
I'm not getting any reception here. I think if an idiot was I. I'm exhausted.
疲れた。
It was bad manners, but I threw myself across the sofa for the floor. Taken me this long to realise the obvious course of action, but now it wasn't an option anymore. No telling how much additional stress this would cause me. I shut my eyes to try and calm myself down. All I could feel right now was the softness of the sofa. This is nice. Might have actually be nicer than my own bed. That's stretched. What time is it?
今
Still half asleep. I brought my phone to face check time.
6時か。
6. Rolled over, burying my face in the back of the sofa. Then I remembered the situation I was in.
そうだ。
That's right.
私
I was waiting in Luca's living room for her to come back, and I fell asleep.
いや待って待って。
At one point, I remember looking for the switch to turn on the light so I could go to the toilet.
二度寝
Then I went back to sleep. I slept for a really long time. I looked at the clock a few seconds ago.
6 時
6 in the morning. I checked the time on the phone again, realised my situation. It'd just been about 3 PM or 15 o'clock when I popped in onto the sofa. It was 6 in the morning. No way I spent the night. My mum must have been worried sick, but didn't have any reception here. There was sure to be hell to pay once I got home. I figured I should probably go ahead and start practicing my groveling. That's when I noticed a number of things laid out on the end table.
これって
There's a sandwich wrapped in cellophane. What's cellophane? Cling film? A set of clothes neatly stacked and folded. New toothbrush, soap, hand towel, and a bath towel. Then there was a note written in awkward handwriting that said, "Help yourself." She must have set out all those things from when I was sleeping like a log. Oh, I hadn't noticed before. There was also a warm blanket over me.
ルカ
Okay. I wanted to thank her right away, but when I looked around the living room, I didn't see her anywhere. She was probably sleeping in her own room.
じゃあありがたく使わせてもらうね。
I'm grateful to have all this. I'll save the sandwich for later, but first I'll freshen up. No, first, a bath. Sure would be fine too, as long as I could clean myself. Snatched up the bath set, head for the toilet.
お風呂広い。お湯まで準備済み。
Eh? It was on the timer so I could use it first thing in the morning. I did feel she was seeing to my every need. Felt really presumptuous, but this all felt like an invitation to make myself home. I was going on to guess some fancy inn. Couldn't come up with any other explanation.
よし、まずは体を洗うぞ。
Dirt container onto the walls, I'm rinsing myself off in the bath stool. Couldn't read what was written on any of them, but based on the designs, the one on the right was probably body soap. It's censored enough. I was in heaven. being able to bath with my legs stretched out instead of bunched up on the side, the top was height of luxury. Then there was this curiously foamy soap. Kind of this is the kind of thing I'd only see in foreign movies. Man, don't Smeagol emphasize Smeagol.
この泡でバスタブを埋め尽くしたら楽しそうだな。
Yeah, I bet it'd be fun to fill the whole tub with these bubbles. Obviously, it wasn't actually evil enough to do something like that in some other guy's home. Considering my position as an unusual house guest, I think it was best to exercise restraint. What should I do after this? Thought about the next steps as I shampooed my hair. The positive side of it being a new day was that I could get an early start on things. I'd ask Luca to take me to the police box again, and there I could confirm where I was, assuming I could just explain my situation. I should be able to make it back home before dark.
よしよし。
There we go.
うちがそれほど遠くなかったら、今度は私がルカを招待して。
My place isn't too far from here. I can return the favour and have Luca as my guest. I owed her a serious debt of gratitude for all her help. Besides, if she accepts,
ボーナンマテーナ。
Bon and Matino. Heard a sleepy voice drift through the door as it creaked open.
あ、ルカ？
I was in the middle of washing my hair, so I called out without moving position.
ごめんね、勝手に使わせてもらっちゃって。
You took
も
her
しかし
bath.
てルカもお風呂？
Adorable yawn was
だ
that?
ったらすぐに済ませて出るから、ちょっと待っててね。
Wasn't sure if she could understand me or not, but I figured she should get the gist of it. So I assumed. So I was about to rinse my shampoo out my hair when, okay.
ルカ？ちょっと。
The door shut, but I sensed Luca was still there. But she was even closer before when I heard the sound of someone getting in the water.
まさか寝ぼけて。
She's still half asleep. She's just getting in the water with her clothes on.
さすがにそれはないね。よかったよかったって。Qui el vi fartas?
All I could do was sit slack-jawed as she, looked at me with a mysterious expression on her face. Luca was, yeah, I don't want to draw attention if yeah. And she was taking a bath, so of course she was. Both girls, so it wasn't a big deal, but I felt kind of uncomfortable like this.
その、あんまり見ないでもらえると嬉しいかなって。
I'd appreciate it if you didn't look at me like that. My body was not frank about. Frankly, my shoulders weren't managing anything, but it was embarrassing. My frustration grew as she kept staring at me, with that smile on her face.
いや、だからね、もう、いいや。
I'm gonna stay in front of this until the bath scene is over. I was still concerned about her though, so I said.
ありがとうね。
In translation is I owe you one, eh? I'm sure it's more closer to thank you.
ありがとう。ねえ。その、いろいろ気を使わせてごめんね。
Yeah, sorry, I've been no help, less than 0.
いい色キーよごめんね。パルドーヌ
Just a mash of the different languages she'd thrown at me. I wasn't really sure how to respond. I thought about it, and she finally said, "Pardon?"
パルドーヌ
I remember hearing that word a couple of times before. Didn't really like answering a question with another question, but kind of just slipped out on its own.
パルドーヌ
Perdono.
そう。ああ、イエスパルドーヌ
I'd be mindful about communicating with her.
Kiel vi petas mian pardonen?
Guilty. Greatest man. Perdonen. What? No, perdono. But perdonen? Which was it? I figured I'd just go ahead and ask, assuming which one you were willing to sign.
日本語でパルド、何わかる
In Japanese, what is pardo? Whatever. Do you know? I adjusted my question mid-thought, making my words sound clunky. I do it all the time. Would you be able to understand my rambling?
日本語わかる ?Yes! 日本語訳パルドーヌの意味って
I don't know why you put imite under. Yeah.
意味って意味って
Oh, that's fine. Look at tilted her head as she brought both hands up to her scalp and made a gesture like she was washing her hair. Is she imitating me?
もしかしてパルドーヌって髪を洗うこと
I could tell from her response I had it wrong.
パルドーヌの意味知りたいだけなのに意味パルドーヌ意味 Yes! ごめんって
Oh, sorry.
日本語ごめんなさいがパルドーヌですまたはパルドーヌです
The word sorry is pardono or perdono. Finally! Yeah, I could kiss her.
じゃあ、ありがとうは日本語ありがとうは
Then what about thank you? The word for thank you is
ありがとうダンコンです
dankon. Now we're getting somewhere. In that
な
case,
んかそのダンコ
yeah, look at dankon. Should get that right.
ンねえダンキンで
Dankin? What?
そのねダンキンでってどういたしましてです
Ah, that's a new word. Dankin. You're welcome. Awesome. Felt really good to be able to carry on a conversation. Suddenly I felt much closer to this
あ
girl.
実際
I mean,
すごく近いわ
she actually is really close though. It was only my second day of knowing her and we were already bonding in the...
ベラドルソ
Bella Dorso. Eh?
なんかさっきよりも視線が
Seems like she's staring more than before. All I could do is cast glances as I washed my hair. Meanwhile, she was staring at me non-stop from where she was sitting. Didn't this situation seem a little unfair?
他にも聞いてもいい日本語の「いいえ」は
That's something else. What's the word for no? Focus on her response, I'll have it up the
日
champagne.
本語「いいえ」ねです
You know, this is all well and good for languages that have a yes or no, but you know, Esperanto is one of those languages that does. So luckily, nah. I mean, yes and no. What yes? Nah.
じゃあ自分のことは
So how'd you say yourself?
自分のことはああ日本語の「わたし」は
What's the word for I, me?
自分私みです
Me. That was an accidental pun.
みか
Yeah, me. Reminded of the me from me, myself, and I.
あなた V です
You is V.
へえゆとかじゃないんだ
She turned the tap and warm water came out. What was this? Was this what she did instead of showering?
ゆヴァルマアクフォです
Varma aqua. Warm water.
何それ。熱いバルメーガ、水、アクフォ。
Hot is Varmega, and water is aqua.
微妙に違う。温かいバルマ、熱いバルメーガ。
Warm is Varma, hot is Varmega. Oh, right. Mega. Varma. Varmega. Mega being more, I think.
温かいと熱い、同じお湯でも差があって当然だよね。
Warm and hot are both
温かいと
both are
熱
for
い。
warm water, but the
同
difference
じお
is
湯で
understandable. I thought about it, so I've rinsed the shampoo out of my hair. If sticking Varmega and Aqua together made hot water, or warmer than warm water, then
じゃあうわ
and let's look what? Suddenly started something gripping my sides just beneath the armpits and let out a squeal.
ちょっとルカ。
Luca. Wait. Jesus Christ. I'm glad I just decided to stand over this speaking. Yeah. My hair was covering my eyes and I couldn't see anything. But I could sense from the rod heat that she was getting closer, suddenly grabbing me from behind and then what did she press against my back?
ベーヌアルミ来る。
What? Aluminium. Her body was so hot. I heard that aluminium was a great conductor of heat, but
お世話させて。
Take care in the bath. I'm fine. I can do it myself.
自分でできるから。私立たせてあげ。
Wait, hey? Some newborn baby deer.
大丈夫。ほらもう立ってる。ちゃんとほらもう立ってるから。
Fine, look, I'm already standing. See, I can do it. I'm already standing.
足上げて。
Ready to shift it. Hold on, Vikings were going way too fast, couldn't keep up. It's something you usually did yourself, right?
Sencene en la panuyon.
Jenny and Venuel, what?
わかんね
It was impossible for me to do this. In the end, I was at her mercy.
え。やみdevas ekiri al lernejo. Kako des.
Oh, crap, school. Yeah, I mean, Devas. Pop myself back here. Yeah, I mean, Devas.
学校？あ、学校のことかな。
School.
Jen estas kromas rosviro por vi.
Yeah. Yeah, and estas crovas.
全然わかんないけど、何これ。玄関の鍵？オムレート、朝。レゴマサンドイッチョ、昼。
What?
これは、オムレツだね。こっちはMinen devas akiri. Gisla. さっきまでここにあったのって、もういない。
She's rushing me ever since we got out of the bath, and now she'd left me in charge of the house without giving me any so much as a chance to ask questions. I got
参ったな。
For all that to happen while I've been salty in the bath, talk about such a surprise.
泡まみれのまま湯船でとか。
Oh, I was in salty in the bath, talk about surprise. Of course, I couldn't totally deny that. I dreamed about that sort of thing myself just a lot.
Ĉu komforta estas la varmeco? それ、日本語だと
What's that in Japanese?
湯加減、どうですか
It was water.
まさか、それを言ってみたくて、無理やり湯船に入れたの
Don't tell me you forced me into the bath just so you could ask me that.
まさか、
That being,
床、それ、
how's the water?
気持ちいい。
I just picked up. Did she just want to get my opinion? Wonder if she was sort of forced because she
うま
couldn't
く
explain it
説
very well. Should have been that was the real reason. I wasn't a little kid. I wish she could have found a way to tell me with gestures instead of suddenly grabbing me from behind and dragging me at a tub.
それにあの後も
Then after that,
お背中流しますか
I washed back.
湯船の中でいいよボーネトゥルナビアントルソンアルミちょっと違う今のいいよは遠慮の意味なのだからもう知らなくてねえ
Honestly, it's okay, I don't need you to. I mean, nah. It's like, in Scotland we have the, I remember this being a thing that I discussed with a friend where, like when the cashier asks you, it's like, oh, would you be interested in that deal? Like, we would reply, like me and my friend would reply, no, I'm alright. But most customers say, nah, you're alright. Which is different and it's weird, and this is the same kind of misunderstanding, where it's like, nah, you're fine. It's like, nah, it's fine. What could that mean? It's fine for you to do it? Or it's fine, I don't need your help?
もみますか何をどうですかいや私肩とか凝ってないから
This isn't your common knowledge. Seems like something that should be reserved for the head of the family exhausted after a long day at work.
お父さん
Come to think of it, where was Luca's family? Just realised you hadn't introduced me to them yet.
せめてルカがいるうちに済ませたかったな
Didn't know where they might be, so I tried to find them by knocking on every door I saw. Her house was just a two-bedroom apartment, so I quickly realised that nobody was currently here, other than myself, of course.
だから私に鍵を渡したのか
That much she left me a key. I was really in charge of the house for her. What if another member of our family got back before she did? If that happened, there'd be no way to explain myself.
ご家族も日本語がわかるのかな
Maybe your family understands Japanese too. What would I do if they couldn't understand me? I'd like to get over it and think about it over the omelette that Luca gave me.
ダメだそろそろ限界
I'd do it, I'm on it. I didn't notice while Luca was still here, but the more time that passed, the more pressure from being alone in a stranger's home started to mount.
何時まで待てばいいんだろう
How much longer did I have to wait? Afternoon had rolled around and it was just a few minutes before 1. I started to get hungry, so I figured I could start on the sandwich.
やっぱり作り直してくれたんだよね
She made another one. The egg sandwich I saw when I'd woken up was placed with a sandwich containing lettuce and some other vegetable they couldn't identify. Which she called it legome something. But if I eat this, I don't have anything to do afterwards. I'll just be stuck lying on the sofa.
寝る絶対に誰かに起こされるまで寝ちゃう自信があるぞ
I'm sure I can sleep until someone wakes me. I looked down at the plastic wrapped sandwich in my head and thought, what if I was interpreting this all wrong? What if Luca had left me a key for me, not to say watch the house, but it's fine you got off as long as you're locked behind you. If that was the case, I could go out for a walk and even look for the police box by the train station while I was at it.
よし行こう
I got ready before I could change my mind and open the door. Made sure to lock up behind me and left the apartment. Then I looked at the sky and my legs froze.
なんでもう夕方なの
Why is it still evening? The same shade of pink as yesterday. I started to doubt whether it was really afternoon. Starting to feel dizzy, I steadied myself against the wall as I looked towards the street.
あまり深く追求しちゃダメなんだ
Wouldn't do good to think about it too hard. I still wasn't back to normal, so I'd just leave it at that and forge ahead. First order of business was to get to the station. Digging through my memory, I followed the street, turned a corner and cautiously continued on. Took a wrong turn once or twice. But in the end, I made it back to the station somehow.
いてになるってのが厄介だ。
Slightly off is a real pain. Like this train station, from a distance it looked like my hometown Sugitama station. The closer I got, the more I could tell it was different.
駅名が読めそうで読めない。
It's like I can almost read the station name, but I can't. At a glance, the letters looked like a Roman alphabet, which I should have been able to read. But there were some strange symbols mixed in there, and it was hopeless. Was there some method to the madness? After I finished the sandwich, I stared at the display bottles moulded into the face of the vending machine next to me.
見たことないのばっかりだ。
Never seen any of these before. Could guess at what they were from the colours and
きっ
designs
と
of.
海外旅行とかしたらこんな感じなんだろうな。
It's fully what it would feel like if I took a trip overseas. I guess be a hit or a miss. Drawn to something that looked kind of like ginger. If I took a gamble and decided to buy it, for some reason my 500 yen coin wouldn't fit in the slot.
あ、じゃあ100円玉で。戻ってくるぞ。
It's not legal tender, man. No matter how many times I tried, how many coins I used, they all failed. I looked closer, I could see the currency symbol wasn't yen, but J.
こりゃまた嫌われたもんだ
This
な
world
と。
fucking hates me. The way things were going, I was willing to bet I couldn't use yen at stores around here either. It's not legal tender.
マジで？
Oh, really? Seriously? Guess. At least this time, I guess it's spot on. I scanned the entire shopping district up and down, but the only currency symbol I could see was the same J from the vending machine. Summed up my courage and went to the shop that looked exactly like it sold onigiri, plopping down my 500 yen coin to see how they would respond. All I got was a tilted head. Could I use this? To make matters worse, the shopkeeper suddenly leaned over and said,
Ĉu vi eble estas vizitanto?
Ĉu vi eble estas vizitanto? Her serious expression and rapid speech intimidated me.
Vi havas monon, ĉu ne?
They have this mono, junior. You have money, do you? You have money, do you know?
ごめんなさい。パルドヌ。
Pardon. Using the words of our apology that Luca had taught me, I bowed my head and got out of there quickly.
やだやだやだ。
Ah, this totally sucks. Now I just want to go back. Back where? Should be obvious. I had to stop thinking like this was somebody else's problem to deal with and get a move on. I kept walking forward, ignoring all the little differences.
ほとんど変わりないじゃん。
It's not that different. I just had to turn up that corner ahead and get to the hill with the road that continued on the main street. Why didn't I try to go back home yesterday? If everything was still similar, then my house is bound to be there. Or to put it another way, it would be really weird if it wasn't. Let my momentum take over and broke into a sprint. Didn't pay any attention to the scenery on my left or right. I kept my eyes straight ahead as I ran up the hill.
もう少しだからさ。
Even the traffic light at what's a crosswalk? I was thinking, yeah, I legitimately can't remember what the word for crosswalk is here. Crossing turned green as I got there. The lights here. Now I need to get on that side street. 10 metres ahead would be. Where am I? Right in the
ここはどこ？
in the forest park?
ここ。
I was answering my own questions. I wasn't even sure why I was doing that. Actually, I wasn't even sure why I was in the park. Oh, I've been so exhausted from running, I'd started looking for a place to rest. Then I came across this familiar park, wandered in, sat in the swings, swung, stopped, twisted the chains up, spun round, stood on the swing to show off, launched myself in the air, and so on. But now it's done. It's warm in the bench, man.
本当に？
Is that it?
私がベンチを温めているんじゃなくて、ベンチが私を温めてくれているとか？
What, keeping the bench warm, or is it more like the bench keeping me warm? So then, could I really afford to remove myself from the bench? Was I one of those park bench philosophizers now for getting this up. We'd eventually reach enlightenment.
なわけないって。
As if, of the countless sighs in my life, I knew that today was going to be the day where I heaved the biggest one yet.
なんだかな。
I looked up to the sky, following the flow of the clouds with my eyes. If my memory was to be believed, there should be a big apartment building just across the way. Right now, there's absolutely no trace of such a building. Maybe being torn down at some point, without my knowledge? Nah, couldn't be it.
ここって私の知ってる世界じゃない
This
よ。
isn't the world I know. I'm embarrassed to be crying at my own words.
バカバカ認めんなよ。
Don't. To be honest, I've been suspicious in the beginning ever since I saw that pink sky. It seemed more plausible than the previous views that I'd been hallucinating or involved in some elaborate prank. The common sense told me that couldn't be true. It was impossible, I thought. There's no way that it could be. But. The moment I found my home wasn't where it belonged, I realised the truth and my heart broke. The world was similar, but not the same.
本当どうすりゃいいの。
What am I gonna do now? Wind blew, rustling the leaves and the trees in the woods. If I went to sleep on this, would I wake up back home? Was it a possibility? No, just go back to Thingy's house. God, I was a little shocked to realise I'd drifted off the bench. No matter how positively I tried to look at things, I couldn't bring myself to brag about sleeping so soundly even
結構
outside.
結構寝た
Feels
よう
like
な
I'd
気が
slept
す
a
る。
long time. How much time had passed? Pulled my phone out of my pocket.
いや
Ah, battery's dead. Tried pressing the button, touching the screen, but it didn't respond at all. Come to think of it, batteries never lasted 2 days before.
これじゃ時間がって。
I was thrown away when I heard a strange crinkling sound. Wondered what it was. Shoved my hand in the pocket, pulled out a wrinkled, wide, bald, dot plastic wrap.
ああ、これ
Sandwich. Looked around, found a bin not too far away. Stood up, was about to toss the ball into the bin, but then I thought, better put it back in my pocket.
よしベンチウォーマー生活終了。
It's the end of my life as a bench warmer. There was no sense in sitting back down and getting all depressed again. It just wasn't in my nature to keep on sulking. So what should I do now? Left the park, head towards the main road. All my need to get back to wasn't there. But there was a place I needed to get back to. A person I needed to see.
ルカにお礼言わなきゃ。
To thank Luca. That sandwich was really good. That omelette this morning was the best. Did I also have dinner to look forward to?
ってそれはずうずうしいだろう。
Jeez, I sound so shameless. Reprimanded myself as I ran. Desire to see Luca's smiling face at the forefront of my mind. Finally made it to the apartment she lived in. There was about to ring the bell just to be safe when yuck!
リン、
Out of nowhere, the exact person I was looking for tackled me in the hall.
ちょっとルカ今帰ってきたの？
Tried to keep myself from falling down, startled by her sudden head.
キエビエステス。
Kevy Estes. She found it pretty emotional. Couldn't understand a word she said, but she seemed pretty
ベ
shaken.
キアンチュデラマテーノ
De chiam ciu de la materno. No,
まさか
I figured I must have done something wrong.
まさか鍵
Did I
かかってなかっ
forget
た？
to lock the door? No, that wasn't possible. Ever since I was little, I had the rule of always check 3 times drilled into me. Now I'm sure I remembered I locked it this time. So what
イエ
was
キオマホロフィエリーリス
it? Came at what? Washed the dishes from breakfast, picked up around the sofa before she left. Most people consider me a first class snob, but at least I had basic manners. Wait, what is
っ
it?
て待って
I saw the tears in Luca's eyes and started to
待って
panic.
ミレベニスヘイメンイエラデクセーサ said Vine estis
What?
Tial mi atendis vin en la chambro
What? I knew it was misleading, but it's all I could do to
Said-
respond.
Vine revenis
Really hated myself.
泣かないで泣かないで
first thing I had to do was get her calmed down. What should I do? Just stroke her head?
ルカ、聞いて。多分、私が何かしちゃったんだよね。だから怒ってるんだよね。リン。ねえ、ルカ、パルトーヌ。
I don't know. Doesn't matter if I look bad. Doesn't matter if it took a while. I try hard to understand.
日本語で。ホロ。時間。何時？
Time to
あ、
say.
ごめん。携帯が電池切れで。何時出かけた？1時。うん。お昼の1時って昼タグメーゾで1時イエローヌーアです。
Yeah, 1 o'clock is yellow. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, it's yellow. Afternoon is tag mezzo. Yellow. Oh no. Oh no, being hour. Yeah. Yellow no, yeah, even here.
タグメーゾがお昼で1時がイエラーナーね。
Yeah.
ねえウヌーア
Oh no.
イエラーウヌーアね。
Yellow oh no. I should sound like I was showing a war cry.
ウナーじゃなくてウヌーアウヌーア。
Good no. Figured if I repeat it to myself, I'd be able to remember.
ちなみに2は
What's 2, by the way?
2私たちです。え 2か
So 2 of us. Oh,
ねえバルドーヌ2
uh,
シグニファス2
Dude. Looked like Luca had a misunderstanding. In our language, "ni" probably meant us. And that's probably what she must have thought I was asking.
1 1 2
Oh no.
2
2, 1,
3
2,
3
3,
4 4 5 Kvin
1, 2, 3, 4, Queen. Queen?
1 1。ああ待ってそんないっぺんには無理。
I've already forgotten 5. I was happy she was counting them out in her fingers, but my brain couldn't keep up. Shook my head. No, to keep her from going any further. What were we talking about again?
何を話していたっけ。確かいつ出かけたって聞かれて。でルカその出かけたは
Yes, when I went out. What's went out?
出かけたエリーリスです。
Illyris.
そうすると
To answer with, I left at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Tagmezos yela uno no Illyris, no. Illyris tagmezos yela unoa yela unoa tagmezos Illyris. 1 o'clock afternoon I left. Illyris tagmezo yela unoa. I went in the afternoon at 1 o'clock.
エルイーリスタグメゾヤラウヌア。
Should I phrase it like in English? I went out at 1 in the afternoon.
ネクレデブラメモルカパブロ。
What?
通じたのかな。バネーゲリンすごい。
Connected. Amazing.
合ってた。今ので合ってる
Did
の
I get it right?
Yes
Yoo!
Vitre bone comprenas
Vitre bone comprenas. Mitre bone comprenas. I guess I could I could guess from her tone that she was giving me genuine praise and she was super happy. The random combination of a short-term memory that only functions right before a test and a do what you can, who cares if you fail attitude brought me to victory. That's actually the best way to learn a language. Things kept up like this, I might enjoy fluid conversations with Luca in no time. Maybe I had a hidden talent for languages buried deep within me all along.
でもダメです。
But bad is bad. Luca's voice broke through the reverie in my head. You know, for sure I had gotten it right.
何がダメって、あれルカ
It's bad, Luca. She looked down wordlessly and squeezed me tight. Alright, it's still too early to celebrate. Didn't know the reason Luca was crying.
Mi timis. Tu occasis ia accidento alvi.
Mi temis tu occasis e accident alvi. Once again, she rattled off a bunch of intimidating, difficult sounding words. A certain word stuck in my ears I wouldn't leave.
アクシデントって
Accident.
アクシデントのことか。心配。
Ah, she was worried that. In the accident, yeah. She should have been there missing someone who, to put it bluntly, she didn't really know. For all she might, I might have stolen a bunch of stuff and ran off.
いやいや、そんな真似絶対しないから。
Turns out that wasn't what she was worried about. She was worried about me, my well-being. The person in question, yours truly, being at the park, napping like an easy target. So I was ashamed of myself and made me want to cry. Would save that for later, though.
ねえ、口見てくれる？
Hey, will you look at me? First things first. She looked up at me and I said
本
clearly,
当にパルドーナ。
really, pardona. And then one more thing. Dankon.
ダンコン。
Probably didn't pronounce it very well, but I made sure she understood. I'm going to take this as a good time to finish up, because that's a chapter flip, isn't it?
セーブしますよ。
Yeah, I think that'll do it for now. I need to go to the shops. So, I will see you guys next time.